Hi everybody, my name is Alan. On behalf of the crew, I'd like to welcome you to another show of Bridging Heaven and Earth. You know, we've come together really so many times and so much talk about being connected, so much talk about love, so much talk about the truth, God, the connection that we have between us all, the feelings of oneness, the dedicated to the oneness. And again, we come together for that purpose. You know, again and again and again, and it comes through so many spokes of the wheel, that image, that vibration, that drumming, that harping, that talking, that singing. But it's all in the name of love. It's love in the name of love. And we were talking earlier today, Talia Rose is the guest, and she's an amazing sound healer. She's a harpist, she's a ceremonialist, she's a workshop leader. And she sings, she plays, she drums, she writes these incredible stories and tells these incredible stories. And it's all in the name of that oneness, of that truth, of that love. And we were talking earlier today about, you know, different things like religions and countries. And I said, what religion is love? What country is love? And it's fine that we have different religions. It's fine that we come from different countries. But don't we know that there's an experience that, let's say, is deeper or farther in, or more, or greater, or more expansive than what country we live in or what religion we follow? And that's the vibration of humankind, the vibration of life, which includes everything. And that's what people who experience it in its fullness call God. And that's what this show is about. That's why Talia flew in yesterday with this giant harp, which you'll see in a little while, and she flew with it on a plane, and the legs got broken, and you know, and she just flew in to share her love with you, as people do, coming from all over the world. So once again, it's an honor to be here with you, to be here with Talia, and we also have tonight another showing. We showed part of it last time, of the Heaven and Earth to Mandala, which was specially done in collaboration with Bridging Heaven and Earth Foundation, the Bridging Heaven and Earth show, by the Gaia Star Mandala people, Bonnie Bell and David Todd. And then they wrote an empowerment meditation. So we normally do a meditation, so what we're going to do is read that empowerment meditation during the showing of that extraordinary mandala. And then we also have another video sent in by a former guest of Bridging Heaven and Earth, David, who's head of the Light Party, and it's a magnificent video with beautiful images and music. So each one of these is a gift for all of us to share, and to share that experience. And so hopefully, as the breaths go through our lives and as the days go through our lives, we can more and more experience that and take it into everywhere we go, everyone we touch. Every breath we take can be in that love and for that love. And that will carry us more than what we think the other things that carry us will do. It will carry us into the experience of oneness. It will carry us into the experience of collaboration, of joy with all the other extraordinary pieces of energy on this planet. So let's do that meditation, that Gaia Star meditation. It's of the Heaven and Earth Mandala. And now this is a letter written by Bonnie and David about the mandala. And then I will read you the empowerment meditation that they put in with it. For Alan, Shelley, the crew, and all the viewers of Bridging Heaven and Earth, we have created this mandala called Heaven to Earth. Through its radiant colors and patterns, you can receive uplifting energies to empower you on your path. The outer border is created from a photograph of the core of our Milky Way galaxy. The golden purple field is made from an ametrine crystal embodying the spirit of collaboration. The multicolored circle of petals is based on the number 7 and brings flower blessings to all the 7 chakras. In the middle, a glowing purple crystal heart surrounds the new earth with unending love. Thus, the mandala reaches from galaxy to home planet, heaven to earth, bringing them together in oneness and harmony with love and blessings, Bonnie Bell and David Todd. And this is now the empowerment meditation that they wrote to go with this mandala. So, the empowerment meditation. If you are drawn to do this meditation, you are someone who is active in bridging heaven and earth. This mandala weaves together spiritual, material, and human heart energies into a visual source of empowering blessings. As you sit in front of this image, feel that you are drinking in a flow of love light. Whatever your unique service is in helping uplift our reality, you will be supported and catalyzed by meditating on this mandala. To prepare for the meditation, set aside at least 15 minutes of quiet time in a place where you will not be disturbed. If you are working with a print of the mandala, place it where you can look at it without strain. If you are working with the image on screen, sit in such a way that you can gaze at it with ease. It enhances the meditation to bring in sense via incense or essential oils and good contemplative music. You may feel the presence of the angels in this meditation. Their elevating energy is active via this mandala. They are allies in helping us transform Earth's reality. The meditation has 3 parts: absorbing blessings, invoking positive changes, and setting your prayers free to be accomplished by grace. Absorbing blessings, Begin by taking in the beauty that comes through the image. Let your eyes roam from one part to another, simply enjoying the colors, shapes, and vibrancy of the natural elements. Let your breath quiet and feel your whole body come to rest. Bathe in the glowing energies of the piece and feel yourself being infused with serenity. Feel the angelic quality of peaceful joy permeate your being. If your eyes close, that is fine. You can still take in the transmission from the image. Stay in this absorbing mode until you feel free, feel full of radiant energy, invoking change. When you have taken in your fill of light blessings, focus on your prayers for Earth's uplift. Be in contact with the force of your desire to see things change. Speak your intentions internally or out loud. Don't feel limited at all in what you can ask for. If doubts or reactions arise, release them via the breath or with help from the angels. Understand that your prayers are linked to the prayers of others and to a whole host of allies. Visualize the world and your life as you want them to be. See this shining turquoise globe in the center of the mandala as the new earth you are helping to co-create. Invest your intentions with the full feeling of your heart, setting free. When you feel your invoking is complete, set your desires free to be accomplished by grace. Trust that your intention is merging with a great stream of blessing from all around the world and from dimensions high and deep. Feel yourself resting in the web of conscious existence. Conclude your meditation with whatever thanks and acknowledgments feel appropriate to you. Gradually bring your attention back to ordinary awareness. You will feel refreshed and strengthened. Notice what may come through in your awareness and dreams. So thank you, David. Thank you, Bonnie. Okay, so I guess what we're going to do now is have Talia play her first set. No, actually, yes, we are going to have Talia's first set now, which is Mother of All and Quetzalcoatl, and both songs are written and performed by Talia Rose. So, Mother of All and Quetzalcoatl.
This is the story of the Mother of All. This is the heartbeat that unites all lives and all stories. It is the story of the ancient forests, of the rivers, of the crystal streams. This is a prayer for the forgotten ones, for the ones that have been lost. This is a prayer for the four-leggeds, for the winged ones, for all people everywhere. This is a prayer for the sacredness of all life. This is a prayer of simple wonder. This is a prayer of welcoming. This is the place where I can be. Meets I've ever been. This is a prayer of loaves and fishes. This is a prayer to end all prayers. This is the mother and her children. What a fire and air. This is our prayer. Thousands of years ago, there was a man whose name was Quetzalcoatl, and he came here to North America and South America, and he walked in circles across the land, teaching. This is a song for you and for all of us. There was
Hi everybody, that was beautiful, wasn't it? Okay. So, I mean, whether it's a harp or a drum or a voice or singing, it's all about that love. And now we're going to see a video by David. It's called Armageddon. We're going to see half of it now and then half a little later. As I said before, David was a former guest on the show. He's head of the Light Party. He's been very supportive of Bridging Heaven and Earth. So, Armageddon by David. Talia, welcome.
Thank you.
So you had quite a thing getting that harp down.
It was really exciting.
It was really exciting. So when I introduced you, I said you were a sound healer. So how do you see that as being, how do you feel about that? I mean, we've had, you know, a lot of guests and a lot of people have said, and everyone has kind of a different, a little bit different spin on it.
Well, sound healer, it's a good title. I like that. And, you know, to me, because I'm a musician, I feel the world a lot through sound. And when something is out of balance, to me, it's out of resonance. So a sound healer is somebody who assists in the process of bringing life, people, the world back into resonance, back into harmony through sound.
And how would you do that?
Well, I sing. Yeah, and I pray. And my prayer is my song is my prayer.
So, I mean, people come to you and say, I feel out of resonance, out of harmony, I don't feel good.
They usually say, I feel bad.
I feel like crap.
Really yucky. Yes, well, it's a very, I use a bunch of different kinds of techniques. There are some well-known sound healing techniques. One of them is called toning. And you may have heard of that before. And toning is just, it's using sound to clear the body. And it's actually very powerful and it's very simple. It works with sound and breath. And it works with just running sound and breath through the body. And if, for instance, if somebody's in pain, if somebody, you know, comes to me and say they have a really bad backache, one of the ways to work with that, as well as through, you know, possibly hands-on healing, is to have the person work with breath and direct breath into that place in their body. And then to move the breath through their body using sound. And to let the sounds that are caught in the pain come out, come through, and
it's like opening up the blockage. Is that
exactly, and it works well for many things. You know, everything from headaches to, you know, some pretty serious conditions that people have.
And would there be specific sounds, like I guess the most widely known sound is the Om sound in that way, which has a certain resonance?
No, I don't do any of that stuff. I mean,
oh my God. Oh, no Om sound out of this girl.
No, it's what it's about is not so much oming; it's the organic sounds that are within your body. I mean, Oms are beautiful, but they're spiritual sounds, and they set your energy to a certain frequency. Well, what I find is that it's the sound or the energy or the experience that is not expressed that causes the problems. That's where the blockage is. And often for people, that's not particularly pretty sounds. You know, so when I work with people and they start oming or singing, I usually ask them to stop and just to breathe and to use the breath, to move the breath through that place in their body where they're feeling discomfort or pain, and to let the sound that is sitting in their body come out, whatever it is.
And you're saying that every disharmony in the body will have a corresponding sound. It will have a vibration in the sound.
That's my experience, yeah. So it works, the healing I do works in several parts. And the first part is just bringing breath or consciousness, conscious awareness to the place that is holding. And the second part is allowing the expression of whatever it is that's being held in that place. And allowing the expression to really move through. And often that's not easy for people.
And how would somebody do that? How would that work?
Well, it's a very simple process. It's a very organic process. I usually get people to be comfortable, and sometimes we do a very gentle laying on of hands so people can bring their attention to whatever place it is that is uncomfortable for them. And so we direct the breath, and then just very gently allow the sound to start to come. Sometimes it's just a sigh at first, you know, or a groan, and sometimes it starts to.
And you encourage them to feel free enough to let that
out.
To
feel safe like that. And then.
And are you playing the harp or the drum or
no? Well, when I'm actually doing that, I'm not doing anything, but just allowing the people to sound themselves. So it's one technique that we use. It's called toning.
Oh, I see.
And after people create those sounds, then there's a space to breathe back the energy or the love and just hold it. I use the phrase pure, clean, and beautiful a lot. And then we just bring in that energy and we hold it there. So we're creating a specific resonance of frequency, of consciousness, of love that we're grounding to. I call it building the vessel. So that's one technique.
Okay.
Yes.
And there are others.
And there are others, right? How I decide how to work with people is purely intuitive. I just get a sense whenever I work with someone of what's going to work for that particular person. And sometimes, what it will be is I'll just channel music for that person. So I'll sit and I'll play the harp, or I'll sing. I have this wonderful experience in which sound and harp and words and melodies come to me very spontaneously, depending on who I'm working with.
And the result is, when you're doing the second technique,
Yes.
is that the energy that's coming through you
Yes.
will help break and...
Yes, it seems to help to alleviate whatever pattern is going on, and to open the person to a more expanded state of consciousness.
So in other words, when you're intuitively feeling this out, you could either pick up a drum, pick up a little harp, a big harp,
Yeah, right.
sing,
exactly.
tell a story.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I use stories a lot with children. Kids are very responsive to stories.
And what would cause a child to have blockages like that?
That is a good question.
I've done a few shows before. So
but I don't know. To me, I don't try and analyze, because I'm not very good at that. I like to think of it as part of the great mystery. Whatever it is however it is that a person.
You don't have a theory that it comes in from a past life, or that?
Not particularly. I don't find that way of breaking down and and analyzing situations really is helpful for me in my work. So sometimes when I'm working with someone,
So in other words, it doesn't have to be reasonable. It doesn't have to have a reason. All
Yes.
you want to do is
move
harmonize the energy
in the present moment. Yes, and sometimes it happens that when I'm working with someone, another lifetime will come up, but I don't purposefully go to that place.
So, I mean, there is a theory that if you don't go to that place, then that experience will keep coming up.
That hasn't been
That hasn't been
my experience, because how I choose to work is I work through prayer. And the first thing that we do whenever we open a space to heal is we ground it with prayer. And we ask the guides or the angels or whatever it is, creator self-love to flow through. And so there we are. We've already turned over the healing. So whatever happens from that moment on is in that love. It's in that perfection. And it is.
Right. So, and you find the results are that people do get more harmonized.
That's usually, yes.
Yes.
Yes, that is the result. And how it affects people's physical circumstances varies. The actual intention of healing is not first and foremost the physical. It's first and foremost helping that individual to get more connected to what I call their eternal essence, their soul. And sometimes that resonates through the physical body, and the person feels, much, much better. And, it always has a very positive effect, no matter what. But I have learned throughout many years of working with people not to hold on to what I think it should look like.
But people find that they feel better.
Yes, generally speaking.
Because if people are dying
yes.
right and left, something might not be working in some way, right?
Yes, we would assume that. Would you assume that is true? Yeah,
well, I'm not saying people aren't supposed to pass over, and we help them pass over, and
thing.
sometimes, but if there's a high percentage of healings that end up in death, it probably...
we worry about that.
I would say that would be
sounds
something
a little
worth
strange,
questioning.
But one of the ways I was taught, because I worked with a man who was, in my opinion, a very great metaphysical teacher and a traditional man, as well as, just very innovative. He was raised by his grandma and grandpa. He's a Cherokee man, raised on the res down in Oklahoma. And he said, Talia Rose, when you work with people, you can't have your picture of what it's going to look like. You can't say, come here, you're dying and I'm going to help you live. Because that may not be the highest possibility,
right.
The greatest, most
Can you
possibility.
see at some point what the highest possibility is? I mean, because we have had other guests who have certain capacities in that line, where they can, see different
No, I don't consider that my job to see. My job is to be there and be as present as possible, and to channel love through sound or whatever, however else it's meant to be. I don't consider it my job to see what the highest possibility is for any given individual.
Yeah, it cannot be a job, but you can see it anyhow, and then move on from there.
Yes, well, I guess then to answer your question, I would say no. Yeah.
So, how did you begin to recognize that, first, that your path was, through the sound vibration, but also how the sound, some people do it through light. I mean, there are just different. How did you get drawn into sound? I mean, from a little child, you were.
Well, as a little child, I just always loved to sing. Singing was what did it for me. It set me free, and I would just, walk around singing whatever songs I sang, so I grew up that way. I played the piano, I played guitar, I was always a musician, and really a turning point in my life was when I was 23, I was diagnosed with cancer. And it was as you can imagine, it was a very difficult experience. And because I was kind of a wild child, and I was very, what I call out of the box. I didn't want to go through hospitals. I didn't want to go through operations, even biopsies. I had this deep inner conviction that I was capable of healing myself. I don't even know where it came from. And so at that time, I spent a lot of time alone, and I would breathe, I would pray, I would meditate, and I would sound. I didn't know what sound could or couldn't do, but it felt good to me. And so that's how I first began to use sound.
Wow. And I think you told me part of the story, and ended up healing yourself.
Yes, well, within 6 months, there was no cancer in my body, none. And in fact, the doctor who examined me at that time, I didn't tell her until after the examination that I had had cancer. She was a different doctor, I was in a different location. And so after she was done, she said, yeah, you look like you're in really good health, It was cancer of the cervix. She said, your cervix looks really clean. I said, well, 6 months ago, I had a diagnosis of cancer. And she looked totally just shocked, and she said, that's impossible.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And have you seen results that dramatic in others?
I have.
You have?
I've seen some very dramatic results. At the time that I was working with healing myself, I met another young lady at that time. She also had a cancer diagnosis. And what we decided was that we were going to help each other in healing. And she was completely free of cancer within a year.
Wow. So you beat her.
I beat her, but she had a more advanced case. But and I've seen since that time.
And has she gone into doing sound healing for others also?
I've lost touch with her, so I don't know, but it's possible. Yes.
So, are people responding to alternative methods like that more and more? Would you say?
I would say so. There seems to be a great interest in alternative techniques, as you know. Information is really out there right now, and it's out there in the mainstream, and it's helping a lot of people, and even hospitals are beginning to invite people like me to come in and teach.
That's so. I know they invite dogs and cats, but
Thank you very much.
No, I wasn't comparing them by any way, stretch of imagination, but no, I know they think that having a pet around is really love.
Yes, exactly. Love is yes, beautiful. Yes.
So, and you don't find that there's one, like the harp is more apt to be the proper instrument as opposed to a drum or the voice? I mean, it's hard to say.
It varies from person to person.
And have you had it come up with any theory? I know you didn't come up with a theory on the other thing. Why a certain person would be more open to a certain...
Well, it depends what's going on for them. And, harp is very, very soothing. And people who need soothing, harp is beautiful. It's wonderful for transition, actually. I play also harp for births and for conscious deaths. I've had some incredible experiences that way. A drum...
So you don't know like a specific vibration that would help, or do you? A bad back or a bad, like a kidney would you just go in and be completely open to
Yes,
where the energy
exactly.
takes you?
Exactly.
So you wouldn't have, oh, it's a kidney problem, I bring in my drum for 5 minutes, I bring in my harp.
but I do work with the sounds. I have a system set up with my voice, and it's a little complex to explain, but basically I work with elements and colors. So I work with that a lot regarding people's complaints and what organ I might be working with in the body, but it also varies from person to person, and it works with what I call inner knowing.
And so the songs you've been playing tonight, I mean,
Yes.
they have a specific, do you have an intention when you're playing them? That an intention of like healing all the audience, the
Well, it's
2 or 3 million people watching this evening?
That's a lovely intention. No, I just play them because that's what I have to do. That's what I need to do is to play and to sing.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, so I guess we'll have the second half of the David Armageddon video, and then Talia will play 2 more songs. So, yeah, it's really magnificent. So David's video, Armageddon. right, welcome back. So, yeah, lots going on in this show, huh? So, we're going to have Talia play 2 more songs, Bridie and Avalon. And, just settle in, listen. Let her love and her way of expressing her love really move you, because it has that power and that possibility. So just relax, for the next 10 or 15 minutes and just enjoy. So Bridie and Avalon, both songs written and performed by Talia.
Thank you. So this is the story of a land where there was only winter. It's a true story, and those not believing should believe. Now, once upon a time, there was a land where there was only winter. It was cold and dark. There was no spring ever. And the wind blew. Now, in this particular place, fun was illegal. Anyone found having too much fun was punished. And the way they were punished, they were made to stand on street corners and sing and say, excuse me, they couldn't sing, that's wrong. They weren't allowed to sing or to dance, and all they could do was say, "I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Please forgive me. I didn't mean it. I'm not to blame." Now into this land of woes and winter and cold and misery came a beautiful woman. Her name was Bridie. Some of you might have already have heard of her. She's also known as the poet and the flame. She had hair that flowed with the wind and eyes like stars, and everywhere she walked, flowers sprang up from beneath the snow. "My children, follow me. I will lead you to a forest glade." And so they did. And she led them to an empty parking lot. But as she sat there singing, it became a forest glade. She said, "My children," and she took from her bodice a beautiful pouch, all gold and rainbows. She said, "Do you see this pouch? This is a magic pouch I wove it myself of the sunlight. And out of this pouch, I will take the seeds of your true dreams." And saying this, she did that. And she took these beautiful dream seeds, every one glittered with different colors and sounds, with a different essence with a different sparkle and light, but they were all beautiful. And she took the seeds and she threw them to the true children. She said, "Here, catch these seeds," and she threw them out to the children. She said, "Take these beautiful seeds and hold them to your heart, for they are magic. They are the dreams that you hold in the deepest place within yourself." And I tell you that if you believe and if you water them every day with your laughter and your tears and an unflagging sense of humor, then they will grow and blossom and become. And so it will be that spring will come to this land. That is the story of Bridie and the Dream Seeds. Now this next song I'm going to share with you is called Avalon. Now Avalon, as some of you may know, is a magical place. It's an enchanted island. And it is said that long ago, those who knew the way could come to Avalon through the mists of time. It's the land of great enchantment and beauty, the land of golden apples. And I say to you that this land is alive within your heart. There's a little bit of magic in everything and everyone. It's diamonds in the ocean, it's shining in the sun. Avalon, land of my home. Oh, sweet misty magic, sweet misty magic. Oh, sweet misty magic, and apples of gold. So come ye now, sisters, weavers of the web, come healers and wise women, and speakers of your truth. You know what's better left unsaid. So I dedicate this song to all of my sisters. To my sisters who live in refugee camps with their children. To my sisters in steel houses. To my sisters who live on the streets, I say that the land of Avalon lives within us all. and it's flowing in the grasses where the gold melts into green, and it's laughing in the moment, and it's singing in the stream. So come naked moon dancers, come deep sea enchanters, you've woven darkness into light, with your spirit shining oh so bright. We need your beauty now. You know the door has never been sealed. You know your heart is ever healed. With the serpent on your brow, we need your beauty now. Land of my home, oh sweet misty magic, sweet misty magic, oh sweet misty magic, and apples of gold.
Wow, that was really something, wasn't it? So, you know, as we're shooting this show, you know, we've talked about these kind of things so many times before. You know, that there are millions of people lining up across each other in anger, in some level of hatred, across the borders of Pakistan and India. And, you know, I could probably tell some jokes with an Indian accent, very good, but it's not very good. And we keep doing it over and over again in different places, in different parts of ourselves, where we allow that craziness to build into anger, to build into nuclear weapons. And the reality is that we don't have to. The reality is that love is there, that connection, that we all are brothers and sisters, that we all are that same love. And there's, you know, tremendous things happening, you know, with the show. We have a new newsletter, we have this incredible fundraiser coming up for people who are watching locally in the Santa Barbara area in the next couple of weeks with, you know, Michael and Raphael Tamora are going to be coming on and doing a workshop, and just extraordinary musicians and food and auction items that people have donated from all over to serve the Bridging Heaven and Earth Foundation. And it's just time for us all, in whatever way we can, to recommit to that love, to let love carry us, to know that the strongest connection we have is to that love, not to all the other things that we think is that connection. And the reality is that we have that opportunity. So, you know, let's go, let's do it. Let's pull back from those wars. We love you, God bless you, good night.